Every year, thousands of people arrive in Canada seeking refugee protection. Individuals seeking refugee protections are generally escaping very difficult circumstances and come to this country in search of a better, safer future. Canada's refugee determination system is recognized worldwide for the fairness of its proceedings and the quality of its decision making. To be considered in refugee in Canada, it must be determined that you have a well-founded fear of persecution for reasons of race, religion, nationality, membership in a particular social group of political opinion, and are unable or because of this fear, unwilling to seek protection from the country of origin. Or you can be recognized as a person in need of protection if it is determined that you would face a risk of your life, a risk of cruel and unusual treatment of punishment, or a danger of torture if you were to return to your country of origin. It is determined that you do not have a well founded fear of persecution or are not a person in need of protection. You will not be granted refugee protection. Three federal organizations play a different yet important part in responding to refugee claim made in Canada. Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada, the Canada Service Agency, the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada. The Immigration and Refugee Protection Act defines the role and responsibilities of its organization. The Immigration and Refugee Board is Canada's largest independent administrative tribunal. This video briefly explains how the Immigration and Refugee Board makes decisions about refugee matters. Three different chapters will explain the refugee determination process. First, we'll explain how a refugee claim is referred to the Refugee Protection Division of the Immigration and Refugee Board for decision. The second and third chapters will discuss the preparation for your hearing and an unfolding of the hearing itself. After viewing, we strongly urge you to consult the website for more detailed and up-to-date information. In particular, please carefully review the claimant and appellant's guides. The website is www.irb-cisr.gc.ca. The refugee claim process starts when you express an intention to make a claim for refugee protection when you arrive in Canada. This could be at any port of entry, an airport, a seaport, or a Canada-United States border crossing. At a port of entry, claims are received by officers of the Canada Border Service Agency. Claims can also be made from within Canada to an Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada or Canada Border Service Agency office. Once you make a claim for refugee protection, you will be required to attend an eligibility interview with an Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada or Canada Border Service Agency officer. Based on your responses, the officer will decide if your claim is eligible for referral to the Immigration and Refugee Board. If it is the case, the officer will give you a notice of appear with a date and time for your hearing before the Refugee Protection Division. It is during this hearing that a decision maker from the Refugee Protection Division will ask you questions to help him or her make decision on your claim. During the eligibility interview, the officer will ask you if you want your hearing in either English or French and whether you will need interpretation in another language or dialect. Remember that before you leave, the officer will provide you with a notice to appear, which will tell you where to go and when to appear for your hearing. You will also receive a claimant's kit and important instruction in various languages. These documents will provide you with important information and instructions regarding the refugee protection process, including information about the documents that you must provide to the Immigration and Refugee Board. It is your responsibility to ensure that you understand and comply with these instructions. An important document for your refugee claim is the basis of claim form. The basis of claim form is your opportunity to tell your story and explain why you need Canada's protection. The responses you provide on this form will help the decision maker understand your claim. It is also essential that you tell the truth and provide complete and detailed response to the questions asked in the basis of claim form. When you submit your form, you will also need to attach the required identity and travel documents and other relevant documents you have in support in your claim. If you request refugee protection at a port of entry, whether at a land border, a seaport, or an airport, and your claim is referred to an Immigration and Refugee Board by the officer, you will have 15 days to provide the original and a copy of your completed basis of claim form to the Immigration and Refugee Board. If you have spent time in Canada and are making a claim at Immigration and Refugee Board, Citizenship Canada, or a Canada Border Service Agency Inland Office, you will be expected to have completed a basis of claim form prior to coming to an interview and provide it to the officer who conducts your eligibility interview. If your claim is eligible and referred to the Immigration and Refugee Board, the officer will forward a copy of your completed basis of claim form to the Immigration and Refugee Board on your behalf. If you move or change your address at any time during the refugee protection process, you must inform the Immigration and Refugee Board as well as Canada Border Service Agency or Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada, depending on which office referred your claim to the Immigration Refugee Board. If you obtain an identity or travel documents after you have submitted your completed basis of claim form, you must submit 2 copies of this to the Immigration and Refugee Board as soon as possible. All your documents must be submitted to the Immigration and Refugee Board no later than 10 days before your hearing. This can include such things as police, medical, other documents that support your claim. Your refugee protection hearing is an important part of the refugee determination process. Your hearing will be held in private before a decision maker of the Immigration and Refugee Board Protection Division, also referred as a member. This member has received special training in refugee protection matters and is experienced in asking questions about a claim. To prepare for the hearing, the member will review the forms completed at your eligibility interview, your basis of claim form, and any other documents that you have submitted. If they were not already provided to the Immigration and Refugee Board, also remember that you must bring the originals of your documents, including identity documents, to your hearing. You can bring copies if originals are not available. For specific timelines of what information or documents to share with the Immigration and Refugee Board and when, consult the Claimant's Guide. The Claimant's Guide is available on the Immigration and Refugee Board website at www.irb-cisr.gc.ca. During your hearing, you will have a chance to tell the decision maker why you are afraid and about whom and what you fear. In most cases, this hearing is when the decision on whether to grant you refugee status will be made. At other times, the decision maker will reserve his or her decision for later. The decision maker will expect you to be able to answer a number of important questions at your hearing, such as: what do you fear will happen to you if you return to your country of origin? Do you think you will harm if you return to your country of origin? Did you seek help from authorities, including police or any other organization in your country? Did you try to move to another part of your country? There is a possibility that minister intervenes at your hearing, in which case you will receive a notice of intent to intervene. In such case, a representative from the Canada Border Service Agency or Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada acts as the Minister's Counsel before the Refugee Protection Division. More information on the Minister's participation at your hearing is available in the Claimant's Guide or on the website. The Immigration and Refugee Board has a team of research who gather reliable information and write objectives reports on the conditions in the countries of origin of claimants. They collect information and write about human rights and other issues affecting refugee claimants. This research, available on the Immigration and Refugee Board website, includes national documentation packages organized by country. A decision maker may ask you questions during your hearing that are based on these reports. You or your counsel may go to the Immigration and Refugee Board website to review the documents in the National Documentation Package for your home country, as the Refugee Protection Division may consider them when deciding your claim. You have the right to be represented by counsel at your hearing. Counsel may be anyone that you choose. However, if you pay your counsel, then he or she must be a lawyer, a notary in the province of Quebec, an authorized paralegal, or a member of an approved association such as the Immigration Consultants of Canada Regulatory Council. If you have counsel for the hearing, that individual must be available on the date and time indicated on the notice to appear for a hearing. If you have an eligibility interview at Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada or Canada Border Service Agency and have retained counsel, bring his or her date of availability for the hearing with you. On the day of your hearing, you must present yourself at the location and time indicated on your notice to appear. If you fail to show up for your hearing, you will have to attend a special hearing within 5 days and provide a satisfactory explanation for not attending the hearing. Otherwise, your claim can be declared abandoned and you will have to leave Canada without having your refugee protection claim considered. If you have requested an interpreter for a language other than English or French, the Immigration and Refugee Board will provide one at your hearing. Your counsel and your interpreter will be seated with you during your hearing. Video conferencing may be used if you and the decision maker are at different locations. Sometimes, 2 or more people make a joint claim for the refugee protection. This would be the case when a family is making a claim together. All adult claims may speak for themselves during the hearing, but in most cases, one person acts as the spokesperson for the family. Other family members will be given the opportunity to provide additional information and confirm that the information provided is accurate. All claimants are required to attend the hearing. Young children must be identified, but they will not normally stay in the hearing room. In those cases, you are asked to bring another adult to care for the children outside the hearing room. Claimants under 18 years of age or who are unable to understand the nature of the proceeding will normally have a family member or other representative to help them. This person is referred to as a designated representative. Hearings are held in private, and wishing to observe your hearing will need your permission. One exception is that a representative from United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees could be present at your hearing. As you enter the hearing room, you will notice that the room allows for the member to sit. At the front, you will sit across from the member. Your counsel, if you have one, and a minister representative, if he or she chooses to participate in your claim, can sit at the side tables. The interpreter, if present, will usually sit next to you. The member will start the recording system and proceed to open the hearing.
Dushku from Albania. This hearing is being held at the IRB office in Toronto on January 15, 2013. My name is Joanne Smythe.
As the hearing begins, you will first be required to formally promise to tell the truth.
To tell the truth.
Could you please stand and raise your right hand? Do you solemnly affirm that the evidence that you will give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You may be seated.
The decision maker will then explain the process that will follow.
I'm now going to be asking you questions about your claim for refugee protection. My questions are for the purpose of gathering information to allow me to make a fair and informed decision about your claim. If a question is unclear,
All hearings are audio recorded, but these recordings, like the hearing itself, are confidential. It is important that you will be truthful and provide as much information as possible about your circumstances, the reason you left your country, and why you are seeking protection. The decision maker will need all these details to make an informed and fair decisions. If you are represented by counsel, he or she may ask you additional questions to provide further information. If a representative of Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada or the Canada Border Service Agency, referred to as the Minister's Counsel, participates in your claim and is present at the hearing, they may also ask your additional questions. You or your counsel, if you have one, or any other person participating in the hearing, will be given an opportunity to make final statements about your claim. Based on your responses to the questions and the information in the supporting documents, the decision maker will make a decision. In most cases, you can expect to be told right away whether or not you are receiving refugee protection and the reason why. In other cases, the decision maker may need additional time to make his or her decision, in which case you will receive written reason and a notice of decision at a later date. Note that the minister has the right to appeal a positive decision made by the RPD through a CBSA or Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada representative. If your claim is rejected, the written notice of decision sent to you from the Refugee Protection Division will include an explanation of the reason why your claim was rejected. The notice of decision will indicate whether you may appeal the decision to the Refugee Appeal Division or whether you may make an application to the Federal Court for judicial review should you wish to do so. Details on your rights and what to expect following the Refugee Protection Division decision will be provided to you with the notice of decision.
On behalf of Canadians, the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada's mandate is to resolve immigration and refugee cases efficiently, fairly, and in accordance with the law. All Immigration and Refugee Board decisions have an impact on the lives and security of those who appear before it. As such, decision makers at the Immigration and Refugee Board are committed to making quality decisions based on principles of fairness and natural justice. This video provides an overview of the refugee protection process in Canada. It is important that you and all those involved in your case understand the refugee protection claim process. We strongly urge you to consult our website for the most up-to-date information and resources to guide you through this process. Please visit our website at www.irb-cisr.gc.ca.